Now that we've got the linked models in, we want to get our levels squared away. So still in this floor plan setup view, start here view, scroll out, and you can see that we've got these really big sections. So why are these sections so big? It's because the architect's model can be very far away from the 0, 0 point. The architect's model could be way up here or over here or over here. So we have these really big sections, which makes finding the architect's model and the levels easier. So I'm actually going to open up this 3D view to show you what's going on in 3D. So we have levels set up in our model, and they're all named MEP, basement 1 and 2. This is level 1. This is level 2, going all the way up. So we have the basement levels, and then 1, 2, 3 roof, all kind of together. And then up higher a bit, we have mezzanine levels, levels 4 through 9, plus a lower roof. These are used less frequently, so we have them kind of pushed out of the way. If you need them, you can use them. If you don't, then they're easy to find and delete, which we'll do in a second here. But so we made these levels. So levels are not infinite planes. As you can see from this 3D view, if I select this level, it is a finite plane. This is the extent of it. Now we have it really huge because if the architect's model, which currently is right here near the origin point, which is fairly frequently, but if this architectural model was way over here, then it would be a big pain to A, find it, and then B, move our levels over to it so that in your section views you can actually see your own levels. So there is a thinking to the madness. But in this case, everything's around the origin point, so we want to bring our levels in so they're not so crazy long, sticking out, and we want to get our sections to bring those in. So I'm going to close the 3D view now that you can kind of see where things are at and see what's going on here. So I'm going to go into this horizontal section, right-click it, and say Go to View. So I'm way zoomed out here, and I can see these are all my levels, and this is my building right here. What I'm going to do so that I can notice is I'm going to move this section much closer so it's easy to spot. And then I want to bring my levels in closer to the building. And we can grab any one of these because this dotted line means that they're all aligned. And so if I move MEP01 and I just move it over a little bit, it's going to move all of the levels with it. Now, if you notice this here, it says 3D. If you click it, it says 2D. Want to have it in 3D mode. That means it'll actually move the extents of that finite plane that constitutes that level. If it's in 2D, it only applies to the extents that you see in this particular section, which we don't actually care about. So I want to have 3D selected. And just for demonstration purposes, if I have my crop region crossing the levels, and then I click MEP02, it says 2D only, and 2D is locked. I can't change it to 3D. That's because the crop region brings the levels in. It brings what you can see of the levels in, and so it doesn't allow you to access the 3D extensively. So that's another reason why these sections are so long. So nevertheless, zoom in on the level. Again, you could pick any one of them. Select the drag handle. Now left click and hold. So now you're in move mode. Use your other finger to zoom out with the scroll wheel and keep zooming out until you can see where the building is. There it is. And I'm going to move these over closer to where the building is, and then I'm going to release the left mouse button. So all my levels have moved over there. Now I'm going to do the same thing here. Select the drag handle, zoom way out, and then I'm going to drag over closer to the building. Then you might need to do a little bit of finesse work. Pull these out there. Pull these in here. You zoom in close enough to get the right drag handle. Okay, so I did that in the horizontal. Now I want to go into this section, the vertical one, and say go to view. And I'm just going to do the same operation. So 3D, zoom out a bit, bring it in. Okay, so we have the extents of our levels sorted. And now what we want to do is we want to align the heights of them. You can see that here are the architect's levels: entry level, second floor, third floor, and roof. Those are the ones I'm interested in. And here are mine. Mine say MEP 3, 2, 1, and roof main. So I want to get these synced up with these. So I just use the align tool, which is shortcut AA. So I type AA, I mouse over the roof level, and then I click my roof level, and they snap. I'm going to do that with the third floor, the second floor, and the first floor is already at 0, 0. Okay, so now I have the levels that I want. This project doesn't have any basement levels, so I'm going to select these for deletion. And it also doesn't have a mezzanine, it doesn't have levels 4 through 9, and it doesn't have any other roof levels. So I'm going to select these for deletion as well. Now I want you to notice something that happens. Oh, I lost my my selection. Watch something that happens here. So in my views, I have views set up in all of my disciplines, in all these categories, corresponding to all of the levels. So there's a lot of views in this project. And it would be a big pain to have to go through and delete all of them when I only need levels 1 through 3 in the roof. So, good, they're still all selected. So I've got all these levels selected, and I'm just going to delete them. The shortcut is DE. And Revit's going to say, hey, all these views are going to get deleted, which is actually what I want. So I say, great, thanks for the warning, okay. And that just cleaned up all those views out of my model. They're not in this project model anymore. And so that's done me a whole lot of work. And now I just have the levels that I want. There's one more step to do with these levels, which is to monitor them. So the architects have been known in the course of a project to change the elevation of the levels, which is fine, of course. It's their prerogative, but sometimes they fail to communicate to their subs or to the rest of the design team that the levels have moved. Luckily, Revit has a way of detecting that levels have moved and alerting them. It's called the monitor process. So you can monitor elements that you have duplicates of. So I'm going to go to the Collaborate tab. I'm going to say Copy Monitor. I'm going to say Select Link. I'm going to mouse over the link, and I want to make sure that I'm mousing over the architectural model and not the structural, because remember, they're both those models are in here. So I see over the mouse over, it's saying P42-arc, so that's right. You can also see down here in the lower left, when I mouse over different things, it'll say, oh, that's the structural, that's the architectural. So you can also look down there in the lower left. So with the arc selected, I'm going to click it, and then I'm going to say monitor. I don't need to copy anything, I just want to monitor. And then I mouse over my level, and then I click their level, and I can do the same. I can keep going through all the levels. 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. When I've got them all selected, I hit the finish button. And to confirm that I've got them all monitored, I'm going to select my level, and it's got this little sort of heartbeat symbol thing here. So that means this element is being monitored. So that one's got it, that one's got it, and that one's got it. So that's great. And I'm also going to pin these levels so I don't accidentally move them on me. Oh, and by the way, the architectural link model is by default already pinned. Okay, so that is the levels sorted. And yes, now's a good time to synchronize with Central.